Welcome to my Athenion sponsored Twitch stream. Today is the first day of the stream, so I'm going to be doing two streams. I think this week and I think either next week or 2 weeks from now I'm going to be doing the next stream. So today, because it is the first stream and I've only played this game a little bit before today, so it is going to be kind of like a intro level stream or beginner friendly stream. We're going to kind of like learn this game together. And yeah, so a little bit about this game. What is Athenion, you might be asking? Athenion is a tactical CCG. So it is like a card game, card style game. However, it's more so kind of like a hybrid between a card and a board game. So like you're going to see in a bit when we get into the gameplay, but you have cards that you're playing onto like a 4x4 board, and there's going to have a lot of interactions with the board. Positioning in this game is super important. For example, there's 6 different factions, or you might refer factions to as like classes, and each faction has a different playstyle. So we're going to be going over like each of the faction in like the tutorial, just so you can see how each faction works, what their main playstyle is, and I'm also going to be going over like the characteristics of each faction as well. So this is the 4x4 board that I was talking about. And because it's tutorial, so actually with this game, you're not gaining mana every turn, like in other CCGs where you start off with 1 mana or 1 play point and you get second, turn 2, you get 3. You start off with 3 and you're always going to have 3. And so how you win in this game, basically you want to get your opponent's life to 0. And how do you do that? You have to have cards on the board. And like, you know how this faller or the minion I just played is 2 cost. And so that added 2 attack to my leader. And so at the beginning of my turn, the total amount of card cost on my board, so at the moment it's 2. So at the beginning of my turn, I do 2 damage to my opponent's face. So yeah, let's play this card. It's just telling me where, doesn't matter where I play it, really. And there's like different abilities, like Awaken, deal 1 damage to friendly. Awaken is kind of like when you play the card, it's going to activate the effect. So wants me to ping here. So this is actually the Flame Legion class that we're playing. So the Flame Legion class is faction is an offensive faction, and the main characteristic for this faction is that it has like a berserk. It's called berserk, which is the main mechanic. And basically, when your minion takes damage, it will activate effects. So like default, these minions, when they take damage, they gain extra attack. One thing I haven't mentioned to you guys yet is like how do attacks work, because that's super important, obviously. So the way attack works, and this is kind of going back to how board positioning matters a lot, is that you see these arrows on these minions, that's where they could attack. So based on their position on the board, let me just give you an example here. Like, for example, say I want to attack this ogre, right? So I'm going to be playing this bunny onto the ogre, and this bunny has the up arrow, and so it's going to be attacking in that direction. So it's going to be attacking the ogre. Likewise, the ogre is going to attack back at the bunny because his arrow is also going down, which my bunny is positioned at. So those are trading, which is fine. I'm just going to be playing a bunch of cards. If I wanted to, I could also play a card here beside the ogre on the left. And because the ogre doesn't have an arrow for the left, it's not going to attack back at that on my berserk warrior. So that's why, again, positioning is really important, because you could kind of you could steal trades from your opponent by placing your arrows in good positions, and also avoiding they call them blind spots. Blind spots are where there's no arrows on that minion, so it won't be able to attack back. and we just kill him here because we had 8 damage. So if you could position your minions like really efficiently and be able to protect them well, that's how you're going to gain advantage in this game. So the game's all about like having a strong board presence on the board, and then just chipping away at their health. And that's like the main gist of it. But the next faction we're going to be playing is called Tidal Nether. And their main characteristics is Link is the ability that triggers if Link units are at least one allied unit arrow facing each other. So we're going to see some interaction so you could see how this works. So this is going to be a Link here. These two are going to link. And so they... I think discard. Yeah, Link give other units in the same link +2 health. Gain +2 health for each other unit in the same link. So I think these are all linked together, right? So this should gain... Yeah, look at that. So this all suddenly became a 7-11. And how is he going to clear this board? Actually, some of the minions as well, because they're kind of in this corner. Like this corner minion is really hard to hit. He has to have a card that can exactly corner attack or kill something else in between first. I think this is the Planet Guardians? Yeah, okay. Planet Guardians, so their main characteristic, as he's saying, is Lock. So Lock is actually pretty interesting. This is again another defensive faction. It basically makes spaces on the board unusable, so you can't play cards on those spaces. So does this card have a Awaken, create 2 locks? Okay, so yeah, we're going to see how it works here. So now I could choose 2 spots where I could lock. So they want me to lock it here, which I don't know why I would do that. But so for 2 turns, my opponent can't play any card. I don't think I'm not allowed to play any cards either on these spots. So it just kind of makes it hard for him to deal with this unit, because now he has to have exactly a card that has an arrow on the corner, and I don't think a lot of cards have those arrows. It's usually on the sides of the square. So this is just going to do 3 damage to him over 2 turns if he has no way of dealing with it. It just makes it a lot harder for him. Block seems like a counter to Link. Yeah, that's actually a good point. So if like you run it, if Link was a really meta deck, then Block could be like a counter to that. This one's Cyclone Fury. They have 3 notable abilities: move, chain, and backstab. So it is an offensive class. I think it's kind of like a rogue, stealthy kind of class, assassination class. So yeah, backstab, activate ability when attack enemy unit at direction without an arrow. So when you're attacking their blind spots like this, because I have the corner arrow here, it has an extra ability, so it will gain +1 extra attack. So it just gets that kill for free.
You seem to know what you're doing.
Friendly unit to its nearby space, then give it +1 attack and health. Oh, okay, so you could move it like 1, because 1 square around it, wherever it is. You can move it here. Like this class is actually, this looks pretty cool. Like I kind of like those kind of stealth, roguey kind of classes. So I think one of the selling points for this game is that it is very free to play friendly. Like rarity of cards aren't very important. And they're also pretty generous on the amount of free stuff that they give you. I think this class in particular as well has a lot of like corner arrows. Like as you see, a lot of cards have just on the side arrows, but these have more corner angles, so you're going to have more blind spots. So this is the Divine Grace class, right? Yeah, so their main characteristic is going to be Aura. So Aura gives a bonus stats to nearby allied units. So as you can tell, it's probably just from the sound of it, Aura, like similar to Link, it's just boosting nearby units, so you could get like kind of big boards. And by nature of that is going to be a more defensive faction. Armor, by the way, is kind of like if your opponent's minion is going to hit you for 1 and you have 1 armor, it negates that damage to 0 essentially. And so if they have like 2 attack, it would just be doing 1 damage. So armor could be quite annoying. Like they can't just play 1 attack minions to chip something down. Alright, so this one is going to be the last faction. which is Shadow Realm. Notable abilities are Dark Power. It's triggered once a Dark Power unit has the Dark Matter ability, which is created by units in this faction. So this is more of an aggro faction, and the Dark Matter, Dark Power is going to make more sense once we get into this. It's basically you make things on the board and then you consume them with other units. So Last Wish. So Last Wish is basically when something dies, something happens. Summon a skeleton unit. Okay. So these two are going to trade into each other, which is nice because that's a 4-2 and I'm a 2-1. So that's just good trades. And it replaces myself. I get another skeleton here. Pretty solid 1-drop actually. Like, just a 1-drop 2-1. 2 damage is pretty good and replaces itself. Having sticky units on the board is just generally good because if your opponent can't clear stuff, you're just going to chip away at damage at them. Alright, so now we're going to use the Dark Matter stuff. So this card, Awaken, create 2 Dark Matters. Just put it here. So Dark Power, activate ability when this unit has Dark Matter. So when you, I guess when you play it on a square where Dark Matter is, it's going to consume it, and it triggers the effect, which was gain +2/+2. And the card pool is not like going to be huge, so you could definitely build a strong deck. Okay, we're going second. I think this hand's pretty good, honestly. Like these stealth cards, I think, are strong. Our opponent's playing this the lock faction, Planet Guardians, but okay. So this 4/4, what is this 4/4 positioning, by the way? All of his arrows are pointing off the board, so let's just kill that for free. And unfortunately this can't hit his 1/3, but I think that's fine. I might not play that card then. I think we'll just play that card and pass. Just get the free trade. Going second, you get the soul booster. So you just gain, it's basically like you play it and you get an extra mana. So it's just kind of nice when you're going second because you start off the game slightly behind because your opponent gets to go on the board first. So yeah, that's the perk of going second. So I can actually move this to in between here, and that's going to be the nuts actually. So let's move this. Oh, this is some value trades right here. Again, I don't have to do anything else. Turn. I just clear his board. Or actually, I don't get this has 3 health, so. So again, his positioning. He didn't position the arrow, so I just attacked him for free. I know I'm like I'm flaming my opponents a little bit from their positioning, but that's because I'm like super novice ranked or super novice level. So like we're just playing against other novices that are new to the game, so they're just learning how positioning works. But like I mean like the arrows, man, like I would say it's kind of intuitive that you're going to be able to pick up how the arrow mechanics work. But yeah, we're pretty ahead now. We're doing 7 damage a turn, and we could just keep putting stuff on the board. So places that we want to protect, maybe I want to play something up here to protect my 5/5. And so what would be a good card that, maybe this guy. Does this do anything? Okay. So this is just kind of good because it's protecting the top of my 5/5 of my Wind Harpy. And also if he plays things on the right here, the 2/1 attacks it. We could be playing more stuff, but these are all kind of like situational cards. I guess I could play this just if I wanted to add like an extra 1 damage onto the board. But I don't think I really need the extra 1 damage right now. I'd rather play this when it could like kind of just assassinate something. The board positionings are a little bit awkward though. Like this card is kind of good in the middle 2 rows, middle 2 columns, but it's kind of locked up. I can actually play this here now, and that trades that pretty well. And I think putting this here is actually good because it protects the bottom side of my Harpy and it's protecting the left side of my Unicorn. Okay.
All right.
So he's going to kill this. This dies as well. I mean, we still got... Ooh, we completed a quest. Yeah, our board's still strong right now. How do I want to kill the fox? This over here kills the fox pretty decently. Or I could just put this here as well. I'm putting this here because it's still backstabbing it. And also my Wind Harpy doing 5 damage on this square is just good, I think. Play this here? I don't know. Kind of awkward. But I think sometimes you just have to make some awkward plays just by how the board is going to be set up. When you look at my board actually, the positioning on my left side is kind of weak. But he had like lock spots there, and then none of my arrows were pointing in that direction, so it was kind of hard. But we had exactly so there, so yeah, we got another quest. We got 2 quests completed. Look at the card pack tickets I have. First of all, this is just by playing through the tutorials and playing, just going through the game, playing some quests, and like I have 16 standard pack tickets. I have 16 of this Grandmaster pack tickets, 36 of the War Elements tickets. So yeah, like we have a lot of free packs that I just got from playing the game. So let's open some packs. I'll open 10 at first. Yeah. Each pack comes with 7 cards. Circle sign. I guess this isn't a card. Not sure what the circle sign does. So one cool thing about this game as well is that the card art is really nice. Just kind of like, yeah, I guess circles, I think circles are your resources for crafting cards. I'm going to have to double check on that. So I guess you could get circles by random in your packs. Ooh, this pack looks like we're getting something juicy. Fragments. Yeah, fragments and circles are probably all related to crafting. Okay. Boom. We got a golden card here. Yeah, the card art is pretty cool for this game. Yeah, and I'm not sure if all the artists are like from Thailand or not, or if they outsource to other countries, but it's cool. Ooh, we got an epic card. Like this is cool. Sun Station Commander. Select one enemy unit. Create a copy of it to your hand. Okay. Okay. 2 costs. So there's like 3 different like packs that we can buy from. So there's going to be a ton of cards. I'm going to have to look at the cards that I pull off a stream. We don't have enough time in this stream to like go through the entire collection. So you do get 7 cards, but some of them are going to be like crafting resources, so you don't truly get 7 cards sometimes. But crafting resources is also just good because then you could just create the cards that you exactly want rather than just getting some random card that you didn't want. I think this is epic. Oh no, it's a platinum border. It looks like a legendary to me. No, it was a legendary. We did get a legendary because this card's a legendary, right? If you get the card, you get the hero. Oh, so you could get alternate hero skins if you pull the card. So here's the drop rates. I did have to mention the drop rates for your card packs. So legendary cards are 1.3% chance, which is actually, I think that's not bad actually. Epic's 4.3, rare 2.21%, and common 73. Yeah, so there's only rare, epic, common, rare, epic, legendary. Pretty standard. If you guys like the game, and you thought it was pretty interesting and you want to check it out or try it out, which I would recommend, like genuinely, I recommend trying this game out. It's something different because the board interaction is really cool, I think, and you can get a lot of free stuff just by playing a little bit every day. So very free to play friendly that they're trying to emphasize. And but if you are a whale, you could definitely whale out as well and buy packs, because actually if you look at the shop, like they have a lot of like discount promo deals that you could buy if you want to just buy a little bit of packs every day. You could do that. And yeah, you could download this on the iOS app store for any Apple users out there, and if you're Android, they have it on the Google Play Store as well. So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, have a good night guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.